Hey, what's up, my beautiful people? We are here to talk about the September monthly energies. And this month in particular is in the grand scheme of things for the year of 2020. This is going to be a month to remember. Okay. This is where some massive shifting is going to take place. We are going through sort of a cosmic crucible, if you will, as the planets, all the malefic planets that are sitting in Capricorn are basically sitting still, getting ready to go direct. At the same time, we have Mars going retrograde, squaring all these planets, and the North Node quincunxing all these planets. So what does all that mean? Well, a lot of this is this is our Mars has not squared these planets, I think, over like 2,000 years. There's been so many layers of endings and new beginnings going on, and this next 3 months, I mean, within ourselves, but also in the world, as we can see, there is just so much stuff that is outside of our control that is changing. And, look, things may be changing in ways that we don't necessarily want or think are good or right. However, it's the way it is. And we are at the point where, the universe has brought down just a few very specific and simple things that we must look at. And we must feel and face and process to get to this next side. And, either way we go, either way we look at it, it's uncomfortable because the unknown is uncomfortable. Going back to anything will be uncomfortable. And anything we go for and staying stagnant everything is uncomfortable. Okay. So this is where, all the work that you've done in your entire life, all the personal development, all the stuff that you've learned within yourself, all that practice, all that work is coming into play right now. Now, I don't say all this stuff to scare anyone, okay? Because this is really like, if you consider back in the day when they used to do like rite of passages, right? Like in South America, when like boys would turn, I think 15. In some places they would go and they would send them out into the wilderness for a few days, to learn how to take care of themselves out in the wilderness. In a metaphysical and metaphorical sense, that is kind of what's happening to all of humanity right now. We are being sent out to be initiated into this higher vibrational energy. And with that, we have to release and let go of all these lower vibration energies. And sometimes those attachments to those lower vibration energies are it can shake you up. Okay. So literally the foundation of our belief systems of our life are unfolding. And the more you try to hold on to them, the more you're going to hurt yourself. Okay. So the key for this month is to surrender, to let go, to have faith, to trust, and ask the universe for forgiveness for yourself, for humanity, for everything. We must step into this higher vibration because we have a mission here. Anyone that resonates with this type of content, okay, has a very big mission in this world. And this mission is about to be revealed to all of us here throughout the next few months. But this month in particular is going to be like, I kind of see like, a rag that is just soaked, it's been squeegeed out this way. Okay. And in a couple weeks, it's about to squeegee out the other way. We've got to squeegee all this stuff out to get all the extra superfluous crap out of there. So we start the month of September with a bang with the full moon in Pisces, 10 degrees. I've already posted a video about that, so please feel free to go check that out. Now, you know, my energy coming into this is very, I'm looking to be as down to earth and as direct to you as I can, as opposed to the charismatic, like jumping around excitement, because this is the energy that I feel that is required for this month. We have to, you know, we have to go into the details. We have to get very strategic. We have to be smart. We have to be in the present moment and plan. A lot of planning going on. A lot of like really breaking everything down, looking at the finer details, looking at the small print. Okay. Mars will be going retrograde on September 9th. And when it goes retrograde, it's basically going to be squared to Saturn the entire month. Okay. And then, of course, beyond that, it's going to square Pluto and Jupiter again. This whole next 3 months, guys, is going to be so intense. It's going to be so transformative. And it will be great things can happen. Amazing things can happen because we are going towards this new world, this new vibration, this new place that we've never, ever been before. Okay. But in order to do that, you know, we have to surrender to thinking that we know better, because we don't know better. There's a lot of unknowns, and our ego wants to know. It wants to figure it out. It wants to be able to see what the hell is going on. But there is so much right now that we have to put into faith that it's scary, to some even terrifying. Okay, but that's the feeling within us that we have to embrace. So as you're embracing this feeling and as you're going forward into this energy, okay, just remember that you are becoming stronger, you are becoming more authentic, and you have a very important mission in humanity. And that mission for humanity trumps everything else. Everything else. Okay. So on September 5th, we have Mercury moving into Libra as well, and that's going to oppose Chiron. Now, Mercury opposes Chiron. This is about relationships, pinpointing, looking at, seeing all the discrepancies, all the weird shit that doesn't make any sense, doesn't feel right. It's going to highlight all the stuff that's uncomfortable on top of the Mars square Saturn. There's going to be a lot of frustration. There's going to be a lot of like, it's like, okay, this month is not a month to start something new. Definitely do not start something new. Bad idea. This month is to take everything you have going on and dive into the details of it. Restructuring, reframing, okay? Maybe looking at, like, if you own a business, okay, maybe I have to, you know, these employees aren't working out, these ones are, stuff like that, okay? In your relationship, okay? Am I really happy? Am I making the right moves, doing the right things? Okay, this is really like, if you think of Saturn rules this dimension, okay? And Mars is the warrior. And they're basically in a ring right now about to go at it, right? So Mars is impulsive and when these two planets heat up, and of course Mars is in home sign, Saturn's in his home sign. So these energies are very powerful, very strong. They've both been dieting and training, and they're both ready, right? So there's gonna be a good fight. The key is, though, that, you know, within ourselves, like, that's in our consciousness, right? We don't want to be fighting with ourselves in our consciousness. So we have to really prioritize self-care, self-love, compassion, and all those feelings, so that this overwhelming sense of frustration, irritation, and, you know, all the crap that's going on in the world right now does not take over, okay? Because the way that it's going is that they're pushing. By they, I mean the powers that be, South Node and Sagittarius, okay? They're pushing all these fucking crazy agendas. and they are trying to distract you from you building and creating and living your life. So North Node in Gemini, we need to create from local, create with friends and family and loved ones, discuss things with like-minded people. There's a lot of division happening that a lot of this we do not have any control over, okay? One thing we do have control over is who we bring in and, you know, our boundaries. The purpose of all these energies is to strengthen and solidify our boundaries so that we, by the end of the year, especially when Jupiter, Saturn conjunct, we will be unfuckwithable. Okay? And whatever that means to you, means like finally not going to put up with shit in a relationship. I'm going to be happy, or, you know, finally going to, you know, structure this thing and or, you know, get out of this place or move or, you know, change. Do not take big risks right now. It's almost like the universe is funneling us into this place where we almost have like not much of an option but to just go with it. And you do kind of want to go into it, but also if you're being if you feel like you're being funneled or like shifted into the certain place, make sure you look at every single little detail. Because if you don't, you could miss something and then bam, it's done for good. This is like severing a lot of things from the past, and we have to be sure that we know what we're getting rid of, because we're not going to really be sure exactly where we're going with it. With Saturn quincunx to the North Node is where we're going in our future, right? We don't really know what that's going to look like. That's why we have to rely on our faith. And in order to rely on our faith, we have to be connected to our heart. So all this stuff that we've been talking about all year, all right, ever since all this crazy shenanigans started, is about connecting to your heart, listening to your heart, and going forward one step at a time. And as you go forward one step at a time, you look at everything and you feel into what feels right and what feels off. So whatever's feeling off right now is trying to teach you something. But it feels right, that's also trying to teach you something, and it's telling you that this is the way you got to go. So this may be good, you know, in a way for those of you that feel like you're lost. You know, there's a new start coming. The new start is not necessarily going to begin until probably next year. All right, the end of this year, beginning of next year. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of surprises. There's going to be a lot of, you know, even surprise within yourself, like experiencing or feeling like, wow, I went through that and I feel different than I thought I was going to feel. I went and did this and it turned out much different than I anticipated. All those things are going to be happening. Now, if you're trying to like say something generates a very deeply embedded emotional response, you need to sit with that emotional response. Do not react. Mars can be reactive, okay? And when it's reactive, it doesn't exactly make the best decisions. We want to make sure we're making the best decisions possible. So we want to take time to go within, to sit with what we're feeling and respond. We need to really focus on being the conscious observer of our own mind right now. This is very, very important. Okay? So on the 12th of September, we will have Jupiter going direct, which will be nice. Okay? That means that at least from the 12th on, okay, now like we'll have the motivation to move forward for planting these seeds of foundations and making things happen, okay? But we still have to go through it in a very structured, disciplined, precise manner. On the 17th, we have the new moon at 25 degrees of Virgo, and it's at 25 degrees in 0 minutes, and that is very, very rare. Now, new moon in Virgo, all right, what does Virgo represent? It represents purification, represents, you know, virginity, represents standing on your own 2 feet. represents coming back into alignment. Okay, and this happens every year, of course. You know, these polarities are going on. So at the beginning of the month, we have Pisces, which is very chameleon-like, very polarizing, it might be very confusing, very changeable. All right. And with that changeability is going to bring up some stuff like those unexpected things like I was talking about, right? And then coming into the Virgo new moon, it's going to be shifting into this, okay, where do I begin? Where do I go? How am I going to get there? And that is when we start planning on stepping forward, you know, in whatever direction it is that we need to. But highly, highly recommend, do not start a business this month. Bad idea, okay? Or like make like a really big purchase, a car or a house or something. Not a good idea right now. All right. On September 23rd, the sun will move into Libra. So happy birthday, Libras. And that's going to shift the energy back to a cardinal energy. Okay, more okay. Now let's get going. So right now, so we're in this place right now of it's a little confusing. It's changing. We're connecting dots, but they're slow. We're not really sure where to go or how to do it. Then it's going to move into, okay, I want to get myself grounded again. I wanted to move into, I need to find that it's going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take a lot of structure. It's going to take a lot of planning, self-care, self-love. Don't be beating yourself up. You may feel tired and exhausted. These energies are very, very powerful. Okay. And the North Node is going from 26 to 23 degrees this month, and Saturn and Pluto are going to be right around that area too. So by the end of the month, the North Node is going to be basically quincunx Pluto as well. So we got to add in the Plutonic energy in there with the quincunx of the North Node. So again, that's transforming, shifting, changing, transforming what our future is going to look like. There is so many unknowns right now, and that is what makes so many people uncomfortable. We have to be okay with the unknown. And the more faith you have in yourself, in the universe, in God, in source, in whatever you choose to label it as, the more faith you have, the easier it'll be to surrender to the process. Okay? So this month requires faith, because it will be intense. And then on the 29th of September, we have Saturn finally going direct. So basically, Saturn, and then Pluto will be going direct October 6th, I believe. And so basically all these planets are sitting still, even though Jupiter is the massive benefic. It is, you know, still talking to Pluto. It's gonna conjunct Pluto one more time in November. Okay. But these energies are all speaking together. So when they're slow and they're stopped, that's when they're the most powerful. That's why this month is like a crucible. That's why it's like an initiation. Okay, the energies that are hitting hard, because they're all basically stopped or just starting to go retrograde or direct, and the aspects between Mars, Pluto, and Saturn. Some powerful shit. This is going to be some of the most actually the most powerful energies we're going to feel this year. And I know you're thinking, fuck, man, I had enough of the intensity. I've had enough of this shit. I just want to go home. I just want to fucking go home, dude. You are home. Home is in here. And this is where these energies are bringing you to. But they have to purge out all the denser energies that are holding you back from your greatest good. So this is why we have to go through this process, okay? To rise up. And rising up may be realizing something that you never ever in a million years would have thought that would have been the thing to actually do. So let go of thinking that you know what you're doing, because there's a good chance you don't. Okay? Now, at the beginning of the month, the sun is going to be trining Uranus retrograde, which is nice. Okay, that gives a little bit of a, unexpected, nice, things, might be happening. But really, this month is about bringing out the warrior within you, identifying the strength and the passion and the resolve to make shit happen in your life. Now, the shit that's going to happen is not going to happen right away because, with Mars retrograde and, squaring Saturn and then Pluto, energy is like, okay, it's coming, but you got to go through this first. You have to go through the initiation first, then you get the prize. Okay? So take that one step. And you know what? You don't have to understand it. You don't have to know what the hell's going on, because you're really not. A lot of this shit's going to make no fucking sense. So, but there's a distinct difference between letting go and surrendering. Okay? Or giving up and surrendering. I'm sorry. Giving up is like energetically, fuck, I can't handle it. I'm just going to disassociate from it. Surrender is saying, okay, universe, God, I don't know how to do this on my own. And I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm putting it in your hands. Whatever feels right, I will go and I will do. Whatever messages I receive, listen to my intuition. And this is why it's so important to have faith, because in order to listen to your intuition clearly and trust your intuition, you have to have faith, right? So the stronger your faith is, the stronger your intuition is, the stronger these messages are going to come through, and you're going to make decisions based on that, and they're going to make no fucking sense, because the heart sometimes it does not think in logic. It doesn't make any sense. So you go with your heart, you go with your intuitive guidance, and you allow it to teach you. And that is how we navigate this month of walking through this experience, okay? So thank you guys very much for tuning in and for checking this out. If you resonate with this, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below and let me know what you have going on and what you're going through. And if you'd like a reading from me, please check out my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com. My level 1 astrology course is now available for download. It's there as a study guide, so you can download it, watch as many times as you need to, go through it, to learn your own birth chart and discover your own consciousness. And level 2 is coming very soon. At the time of this reading that I'm doing now, it'll be up within 2 weeks. So during the month of September, because during these times, it's going to be really beneficial to be able to understand all the stuff that's going on with the planets and in regards to you as well, and how to navigate this process. Okay, so I love you all very much. I'm praying that you all have strength and resilience in the will to see this through. And I will see you beautiful people on the next report. Have a great month, guys.